But basically, LGD, I can't speak. LGBTQ plus community is one of my favorite communities I've ever joined, and I'm so glad that I'm a part of it, and that I support it, and that I help so many others who have been scared to come out. It's just a great feeling to have. Like to know you helped someone with something they've been struggling for a really long time.
Yeah, and that is a that is a moral for me, that like I want to help people as much as I can, and the sense of helping, like the feeling that you have helped someone is a good feeling. And like my dad tried to help everyone, but there was a day where there was a car crash and he couldn't save a victim, and he had a revelation that like you can't save everyone, but you can help people as much as you can. And like I there was a point in time where I was like full on Christian. Like I hated that community because I grew up in the South, and like I grew up with people who believed in that, and just people
That's
just like
yeah.
I used to like despise the community. I distanced from my people from there, and like one of my friends who I went to church with at the time was like, I don't think that I'm straight anymore. And then I thought, wow, like a Christian person coming out as not like being part of that community. And there was like a bunch of people who like there's a bunch of people coming out like in the church, like physically in the church, who were coming out to other friends. And that is like one of the bravest things I have seen in my entire life. And
That
like being in a spiritual place where it is frowned upon, and like saying that you are part of that community in a place that is frowned upon is extremely brave. I I was like, maybe like that community isn't so bad. Like they are very loving and accepting of everyone, no matter like what your sexuality is. They will love you as a person. And that's the same for me. Like no matter like what gender you are, or like what you identify as, it's like I will be as nice as I can be to like to another person. Like you can vouch for me, right? Like you can vouch for me on that.
yeah. Like, I don't give a shit what your gender is. If you're a male, then I will call you him, him, he, sir. If you're a female, she, they. Ha, that's me. She, her, ma'am. If you're non-binary, uh, he, they, them, she, they. I will respect you. If you're gay, I will find you a boyfriend. If you're lesbian, I will try my best to find you a girlfriend. Bisexual, I'll find you a partner. Like, I want to help. I don't care what you are. You are a friend. I care about you. I will help you.
Yeah, and like that is like a big problem in today's society. Like people aren't treating others as human beings who have feelings and beliefs. Like like a lot of Americans, especially in the South, want like a strict control over what people believe. And like especially during like the early colonization of America, the colonizers tried to force the Indians to believe in what they believe, and then they had that big war, and then Thanksgiving was like, you know what, separate but equal, and that went along through today's society. Well, no, I think it went like up to like the 60s or 70s, and then it's like everyone has equal rights. But now, again, in the South, gay marriage is illegal because of Southern people with like Christians and like not like people not accepting change. And like I'm kind of a part of that group, like not accepting change, but that's not a part of like society. It's more like doing something. Like if I have to do something that's out of my routinely period of a day, then I will have to second guess myself because it's something new. I've never tried it, and like the change is just so weird of a routine of my daily life. Like,
Yeah, that's understandable. Some things you have to hate if it's changed.
yeah,
Like a lot of people hated when a lot like God, I forgot what it
mm,
was, but there's something that everyone collectively hated when it changed. I completely forgot what it was. Damn it!
like,
I'll try to think, but a lot of people sometimes are time where everyone agrees that something sucks when it gets changed.
yeah, like I think like a month ago, I was playing Punch Out and I was like, you know what, that actually looks fun. Like boxing and like dodging and landing hits feels satisfying. And like to do that in real life would be more satisfying because you're letting out anger when you're training, and that's good for like your mind and soul and also for your physical body because you're getting exercise. And so like my dad actually accepted that, surprisingly, and he took me to a place like 20 minutes away from where I live, and I I went there for like a couple of days. I stopped going because of like schoolwork. I just didn't have the time to go. Like once I get my crap finished, I will go again as soon as possible. And like it like for in the beginning when I first did it, I was second guessing myself because it wasn't part of a daily routine. Like usually I come home, I like grab a snack, a glass of milk, and I go upstairs, do homework, or watch YouTube until dinner, eat dinner, come back upstairs, and then go to bed. That is my routine. But to come home, get dressed for my boxing training is a little out of my routine because I am not used to it. And like in today's society, people have to get used to things. Like when this whole virus started, people had to get used to like wearing masks, staying 6 feet away, make sure like you wash your hands like very frequently because you don't know if you have the virus. People trying to be safe. And like there's a lot of like romantic people or like desperate people who are trying to get some social interaction in the like in in the early stages of the virus. Like people were getting desperate to have social interactions because of the whole quarantine, like staying at home, and like they were going insane because they had to stay home. They couldn't go outside for a specific amount of time. Like you had to be in your home before dark, otherwise the government would force you to stay in your homes because they wanted to keep people safe. And yet, America is one of the most high cases in the entire world, next to like maybe some countries in Europe, because of people not accepting the change in today's world. And like they weren't used to staying home this long, and I can vouch for them. Like in April, like my mom wanted to build a garden, and this was during quarantine. So when we went to Home Depot to get like some dirt and some stones for it, wearing that mask was kind of suffocating. Like it got up in my glasses, and like just the hot breath of my mouth getting like all up in my nose. It was just very uncomfortable. But like once school started and having to wear that like 8 hours for 5 days, if we didn't get quarantined for 2 weeks, you get used to it because of doing it routinely. And people, like some people aren't still like taking this virus seriously because they don't believe that it exists. Like they just want people like stay home just because. And like it actually can kill people, especially the older people who don't have strong immune systems. And like younger people, they have strong immune systems because it's still growing. And like especially
Yeah.
teenagers and like young adults and like early 20s, because their system is still growing. They're still learning new things about the entire world. And like older people have to stay home longer because of their weakening immune systems. And like especially like toddlers and babies, because like they are still new to this world, and like just being born, especially in this day and age in 2020, like their immune systems are so new, they had to get used to like this environment. And like if they get the virus, it is extremely dangerous because the system is so new, they don't know what to classify as what it is. And like the system goes haywire because it doesn't know what to do. But since like
Yeah.
but since like people in the middle, like teenagers and early 20s, like their system knows what to do and is at its strongest high point of the human body, it knows what to accept into the body and what to defend it from. But as people get older, their system starts to weaken, and they recognize it but is not strong enough to defend it. And that's why older people who get sick have to have a constant, like they have to have a younger person to look after them because their immune system is very stronger than theirs, because like their body knows what is good and bad for that body.
Yeah.
And like people nowadays just don't realize how deadly this thing can be. And like I just said, like the vaccine has been created, but only for emergencies, like people who have a bad case of it. Like, if we can get rid of the bad cases, then we can start vaccinating the common person who might have it but don't know if they have it. Like, they can be quarantined, but they have to stay away from people at least 6 feet. And like,
Yeah.
but like for someone, especially the older people who have it, those vaccines will probably go to them first because of their weakening immune systems. And just like we thought that this year was going to be great because it was the start of a new decade and we left the 2010s behind. But in like in January, we had a World War III scare because of that bombing, of the Middle East US base. And then
A lot of
February,
great memes, though.
yeah, like,
Oh, this is basic what I like to call is the meme era,
yeah,
because you can make so many memes. Like the Area 51 raid was this year, right? Or am I completely wrong and I'm
that
stupid?
that was, I think that was September of last year.
Damn it! I'm dumb. Shut up. I call us dumbasses for a reason.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
like,
that was also pretty stupid of us.
yeah, like,
We didn't even rate it. We just stood out there like a weird vegan protest asking to clap alien cheeks.
yeah, like we want to see,
Fun times.
like we wanted to see if there is life off of this planet. And like, some people just did it for the meme. Some people thought, like, is there actually something in that base? And like, that
I
was,
do think that there are aliens. Like I believe in aliens,
oh
but I
no,
don't think they're in Area 51.
oh no, there are aliens. That they are real. Like, I did research on a Jupiter moon. I forgot which one it was, but it is a moon with like a surface, but under that surface is a water type that has living organisms in that water under the surface of that moon. So technically, like, it's a living organism, but not living enough to be like advanced of technology. Just
So like a very stupid kind of alien.
basically kind of like a fish, but on a like a separate planet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
I see what you
that's
mean.
yeah. So like yeah, yeah, that's
I don't think
September.
you could clap those cheeks. I think that's kind of impossible to clap those cheeks.
Yeah,
Sad times. Sad times.
very sad, but like yes, like everything went downhill after that raid because
No, everything went downhill after the Cats movie came out.
oh yes, that is true. That
And
was a
that's when everything was like, okay, second Holocaust, let's go.
yeah, like we had that scare in the Middle Earth. Luckily there was no one in that base. Like no casualties of any human. But then February was the Australian bushfire and a lot of people lost their homes, a lot of people died, a lot of people got some burns, a lot of people lost a lot of things. And luckily, there were a lot of streamers, a lot of YouTubers who helped raise money for the bushfires to help people like get back on their feet. And then
Yeah.
March, was the March was like middle March. We started hearing about the virus, but we didn't do anything about it because it wasn't in the country. And like at the time, Italy and France, I think, had the highest count. And like Italy closed its
So France doomed us all.
like Italy
So
closed
France's fault.
yeah, but like Italy closed its borders in March because it was too high of a count for the virus. And then by late March, the U.S. Went under quarantine because there were a lot of because the first case was on a cruise ship, like a U.S. cruise ship, and then someone from I think China or like someone from who had it in those countries went on the cruise ship and then got a US citizen infected and that citizen came back to the US and then got a lot of people sick, so that's why it went under quarantine for that long. And then
Was
April,
like wasn't it for like a while people thought it was a someone ate a bat?
yes, there were two theories. The first theory was like someone ate a bad bat from a like a shop, like one of those shops with like the tents and stuff. Another theory,
Oh.
another theory is that the virus got out of a Chinese secret uh virus building or something. Like they were like making a virus weapon or something and it got out accidentally. Those are the theories. And it,
So, I like during the first few weeks, everyone hated China.
yeah, uh because it was a theory that it came from China and then it spread from Europe and then to the US.
If it did spread from a bat, Ozzy Osbourne would have given it to us all by then.
Yeah.
I mean, Ozzy, he ate a bat. He bit a bat's head off. He don't give a shit.
Yeah, and then uh
Like,
April and then like April was the month of quarantine because no one knew what to do. It was still new to the world. And luckily, Doom Eternal and America Animal Crossing New Horizons came out and distracted everyone from the outside world so they could play those
true.
games. And then like late May, early July, there was the George Floyd incident and a lot of people got heated. The pride flag changed because of that incident. It is
Wait, really? I never heard about that.
Yeah, it is still rainbow, but the bottom two colors are brown and black for the Black Lives Matter movement
Oh,
because of
that's
that
what that's for?
incident. Yes.
Never knew. I'm learning more things. What the hell? I never knew that fact. So
Like,
that's for Black Lives Matter.
yeah, like they thought, some cops
I thought that
thought
was the ally flag. What's the ally flag? What the hell? I'm
they,
dumb.
so, the reason behind, that incident was because some people thought, I think some cops or a person thought that George Floyd had stolen something or had something illegal in his car. So two cops came up to him, told him to get out of his car or van. Uh, I think he had some family with and his girlfriend with them in the van, so they told him to like sit next to the wall of a building while George Floyd was explaining to the cops like what he had in his vehicle. And they found something that might have been illegal, but they didn't know. So they had four cops put their knees on him, and one cop had his knee on his throat, and he was begging the cop uh, to give him some air, because like he was saying he couldn't breathe. And then for a few minutes later, he was begging for his mom because like the lack of oxygen was getting to him. He was getting scared because he thought he was gonna die that day, and like eventually he did pass away in the ambulance that came. Like the officer didn't call the ambulance. Like he passed out and then they called the ambulance. Like he was still alive. Like the officer had broken his neck so slowly that he died in the ambulance after they took him away. And
I thought he died in the hospital.
no, it was 5 minutes after he got into the ambulance that he died. And
Oh.
the good thing is that the officers, five or six officers that were involved with it eventually did get fired. And like that stirred up a lot of tension racial wise because it was a white cop that had a knee on his neck, and it's just like racial profiling. Like it's been around for a while, and like it's just not acceptable. Like we are still humans. We may have different thoughts and beliefs, and like the color of your skin does not determine what demeanor and thought process you have. And like Family Guy may touch on those subjects, but they're not trying to make fun of them. They're just trying to like make
Make them more light.
yeah, like they're trying to spread light on what's happening in the world today. Like
Trying to make people see that there's something very wrong about the world.
yeah, and especially with the federal justice system with cops and everything because the cops think they have more power over the common working man and especially like black cops to white people they are very nice and understanding, but when the roles are switched the white cop is very suspicious because they don't know what they have, and because of like the 80s and 90s of like what that community did, of like all the gangs and all the drugs, they like the cops nowadays don't know what they have, and they get
They
suspicious.
basically just always suspect that they're doing something bad if they seem suspicious.
Yeah, and that is because of the past. Like it's been around for a very long time. Separate but equal is still a thing in this world. It's just not very serious as
As
it
present, I
yeah,
guess.
it's not as present as it was in like the as like in the 20s or something. And like there was after the George Floyd incident, there were a lot of people like especially there were like a lot of white people, black people, Asians, like the working common man went up to a bunch, especially that specific police station that the officers worked at. They went up to there and they started protesting like Black Lives Matter and like a bunch of stuff, and the protest got so serious that they hired, I think, a more powerful force to hold them back against the station, and then it got more serious to where the police were attacking the protesters. And like, what does that say about the American government justice system? Like, we're trying to
To be
show,
honest,
like,
I
we're,
think everyone, there's like so many people who are being even worse than the police, if I have to be honest. Like,
yeah,
sure, the police were being dumb. Basically, you guys started it first. Like, it's not the, like, yeah, they have to use first because you guys are kind of, being very, very aggressive. Like, sure, I don't support, I really don't get involved with that kind of stuff because I don't want to be very wrong in the end. So I just watch from the sidelines, basically.
yeah,
But yeah, from what I'm saying, it's a lot of everyone's fault.
yeah, like, there are a bunch of, like, worse people than just, like, a cop racially profiling another person. Like, there's just a lot of people that are very like they're just worse than other people, like a scale or something. But like after that incident, everything kind of went down under.
South,
Like
everything kind of went bad.
no, like nothing like serious happened. Like nothing about the news. Like nothing in the news was uh very uh talked about. Like after that, there was nothing to talk about. Uh, like I follow this one channel that does like memes and stuff, and like I could tell that the person was keeping up with like the times and news because like I saw them like it was like World War III, the bushfires, the coronavirus, the George Floyd incident. But like after that incident, he went back to like normal memes, like relationship memes, like presidential memes, like political, like nothing. Like he was like watching the news and like watching Reddit to to like see people posting like what is happening.
I I really miss the time when people can make people can make jokes. That's all. Like people have become more sensitive. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
There's this one song which I love called the Stereotype song. I don't know if you
Oh.
heard of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's like different types of
If that was posted today, do you know how much hate they would get?
yeah,
Like it's an amazing song and the stereotypes are usually right if people
yeah.
believe them.
Yeah. Like
Like that song is amazing, but if it was posted today in this world, they would be canceled within a heartbeat.
yeah, like I remember like a couple years ago I saw the Black People song and like everyone took it as a joke. Like they knew it was a joke, but like if it was posted today or even during that incident in late May or early July, they would get canceled so quick because of what happened. And like people are becoming more sensitive because they're more scared of what's going to happen in the future. Like is this virus going to go down? Are we going to go back to a normal life, or is this virus going to is this virus going to be like an apocalyptic thing? Like this is going to be with the rest of our lives. Like we don't know what's going to happen, and like a lot of people are scared and doing things irrationally because they are scared. Like they don't know what to do. They're just going off of basic instinct from millions of years ago, like hunting and gathering. That's what we know today, and that has evolved today. Like the hunting for food, money, a place to
Yeah.
live, and then gathering like other things. Like we hunt animals, but we only do that for certain times of year to let the animals repopulate so that we can still eat and hunt, but so that like those animals can still thrive and keep their species alive. And that's the good
Yeah.
thing about it because like if we killed all the animals and like we didn't have specific times to hunt, then we would have a lot of animals extinct nowadays. Like we wouldn't have a lot of like the meat that we see in the stores or even in people's homes.
We wouldn't even like true. That's why like sometimes you can like I think sometimes veganism is good cuz like you're saving the world. You're eating healthy also.
Yeah,
But what I hate most is, when people say, "Oh, you eat meat? Have fun going to the deepest, darkest pits of hell." But again, like as I was saying, the world is sensitive now.
yeah, it's very
People can just say one thing and you'll be canceled in a second. Like, I could make a racist joke. I would never, I would never make a racist joke. But if I did,
yeah,
there would be some people who would get it's a joke. Then there's some who actually think I'm serious. Yes, racist jokes are bad, but they can also be very funny.
yeah. Jacksepticeye made a post saying, imagine not having a PS5, and there were a lot of
Oh, right, that post.
there were a lot of comments on that post saying like they were very ticked off, like they were very sensitive. And in one of his latest meme times, he was saying that he was making a joke about himself because he had gotten a PS5 5 from Sony, but had he also pre-ordered one, so he had two. He was making a joke about himself because he accidentally got two when other people pre-ordered them but didn't get one. So, like, he was addressing people weren't getting them because it was so popular. Like, he accidentally got two. He's like, imagine not having one, but he wasn't like trying to flex on like how much money he has and like how popular he is. He was just trying
Yeah.
to like make a joke saying like I accidentally got two PS2 PS5s and
I mean, when I saw it, I immediately knew, like, oh, Jacksepticeye, he's making a joke.
yeah.
But like, there's this. I have a. I. I'm making a game. Call of Duty fan game. I think you know about this, right? Call of Crazy.
Yes, I do.
Uh, I have a friend. I have a friend who's like making all the lines for like the perks, and if you get a certain gun, and like just the random lines that you use to get in Call of Duty Zombies. And you know how Austin is supposed to replace Takio?
Uh-huh.
He made one of the lines saying, "I'm going to blow their all. I'm going to blow all your heads, just like that one harbor." I laughed so hard at that joke. Like, I know what it means. Pearl Harbor got blown up. He's Japanese. It's hilarious. That's a dark joke that I know a lot of people will hate, but that's comedy. Like, if you heard that joke come from Takio, I'm pretty sure you would laugh very hard. I mean, there's so many racist and dark jokes in Call of Duty, you don't even care. And that was for the overkill perk.
Yeah, and
There's so many things you can do.
like uh it's like the same thing. Like here's an example. Uh it's basically like how much power you have, you don't get canceled as much. Like if the common man, like if you slapped a common man, you wouldn't like you wouldn't get canceled as much because it's a common person. If you slap an officer, then you would get arrested because of like how much power he has. And like if you keep going up, if you slap the president, that is a federal offense because like he's in charge of like he has so much power that you don't want to mess with someone that much of power because he can ruin your life. You have to respect the people with power. You can't change how much power you have.
True. If let's let's just put you in. I'm going to put you in a situation.
All right.
You are the president of the United States.
Uh-huh.
You are actually able to control basically what everyone does. I forgot
Uh-huh.
what those people are called. Basically, like Vladimir Putin, that kind of person. I'm not good with presidents and shit, so just I completely forgot what that person is called. But imagine you're kind of like Putin.
Uh-huh.
You're able to make any rule you want, and people have to follow that. What are some rules you would make? Like it could be anything. Be completely honest. What would you do?
Uh, like what country am I in charge of?
All of the United States.
Okay, yeah, US. Um,
Yeah.
First action I would want. Oh man, I would try and fix like maybe like trust issues with the the officers because not a lot of people, especially after the incident of not a lot of people trust the officers because like of racial profiling. So I would like to like fix some social issues before going into like any other stuff because like if a person went into the hospital and got treated like if a white person got treated from a black person, they would be a little suspicious because of racial profiling. And
Yeah.
like that would interfere with the medical field and like not a lot of people would make it out alive because of racial profiling. And so like social issues would have to be enforced first in order to make other things to work. Like like if you wanted to do business with someone and like trade materials to help your business, you would have to do social interaction with that company in order to see like if their company is trustable and like if like there's nothing shady going on with that person or their company in general.
Yeah. Hmm. If I had that much power in the world, I I would probably make a lot of dumb decisions, knowing me. Like you know me, I would make it so many dumb rules that would be meant as jokes, but people take seriously.
Yeah.
Probably one of the rules would be everyone must simp Richtofen, and I would say that jokingly. All of a sudden, I'll just see people walking around as Richtofen randomly in the streets. It would be a dream, but it'd be scary at the same time. But like, if I had that much power, I would try to make my best. I would try to do my best, like to make this country not suck. It will be hard, but I will make it not suck. Like, I will do everything. I would make sure that people can't be racist because I physically hate that. Like,
Yeah.
I've had so many friends who have actually like killed themselves because people were being racist to them for literally no reason, and it hurts because I love them, and to see them go because of something that someone else did makes me mad, makes me want to commit a war crime.
Yeah, it's just
And another thing would be like, if you're part of the LGBTQ plus community, no one could be homophobic. If that's even a possibility, like I will try make sure no one can be homophobic. No pedophiles, like no, I don't want none of that. Like I will
yeah.
try to do the best I can to make sure all the bad shit's gone.
Yeah,
Of
and
course, I can't control. Of course, if people aren't happy with these changes, I may just revert them back to normal because I want to make the people happy.
yeah.
Unless it's something really bad that I changed for a reason, then yeah, it's not changing. But I do my best to try and make everything perfect, but still keeping most things the same.
Yeah. And
I've
like
never been the one to really judge.
yeah, like that community uh doesn't judge like what you do, like what your choices are because of society and like seeing a person from that community take their own life because of what society and religion thought of them. Like it is really sad because like
It's not their fault.
yeah, it's not like they chose like of course they chose like who they like and what like what what they are, but
It's not fully their choice.
yeah,
You're born the way you're born. Sure, but if you're transsexual, trans transgender, I'm sorry. I mixed two things together. I was thinking bisexual and transgender at the same time.
Uh,
I'm dumb. If you're transgender and you're born a male, but you don't want to be male, go ahead and be transgender. Like, sure, you're born the way you are, but if you want to change something about yourself that you really hate with a passion that you know is wrong, go ahead and change it. I'm not going to stop you. I want, if you're happy with that change, then go do that change. Don't let others bring you down.
yeah, and it's like it's so sad to see someone like someone in general take their life because they have depression or some sort of mental issue or that what other people think of them. Have I gotten to the story? No, have do you know the reason I have a halo over my OC?
Oh, you've never told me that story.
I did post that on my YouTube channel, but I will tell you this story. Sorry if other people know this story, but a couple years ago, like before I made this character, um, I had a friend who was part of that community, but did suffer from depression and anxiety because of what other people and religion thought of that person. And they would turn to me if they ever had a problem with a person or some thoughts they had in their mind. And we were friends for a very long time, and I thought that that person was improving because they were being social more, they were laughing more, they seemed happier more, but I didn't see the strings of that emotional mask. So, and when it was too late, she called me and saying, like, she thanked me for everything that I had done, and like, I did help a little, but
You
I,
couldn't help all the way.
no, I did everything I could, but I couldn't change what other people and society thought of that person because of what she thought. And when she called me, uh, she was the only person that she called because she didn't trust or like anyone in the school, not even her family, because uh, they didn't accept that she was part of that community. And uh, she thanked me and just said that she was okay, but didn't but her tone of voice didn't seem that it was okay. And then then she hung up. Obviously I got worried, but it was too late in the night that I had to go to bed. I but I sent her a message saying I hope you feel better in the morning. And uh she didn't show up to school the next morning, and after maybe after lunch or something, I got the news that she took her own life in her room. That she like obviously I went over to see if it was true or not because I didn't know if the source was valid. And when I went over, the parents knew me, so like I was invited in, and the body wasn't there, but the rope, the note, and a bunch of other signs were in her room, and I could tell she had been working on this rope for a while because I could see a lot of strands out of the like a lot of strands pulled. Like she had been trying to make it perfect for a while, and like I knew she had problems, but she never like showed signs that she would take it this far. And uh, the note was addressed to everyone who she actually liked. Like a couple of like my friends she liked, addressed to me. I think someone in their family, and she thanked us for everything that we did, but we we did the best that we could, but we we couldn't change society's perception on the community because they didn't accept that it was socially okay, especially that day and age, because it was still, that community was still early on in development of like coming out into the world. And so I put a halo on my character because I think of myself as a guardian angel for anyone, no matter who they are. Like, if they have a problem, they can come up to me and tell me what their problem is and how I can fix it. Like, I lost a person once. I do not want to lose another person again. And that's why it is so special. And obviously to me because I want to help and protect people as much as I can.
That I'm sorry to hear for your loss, but I've gone through the same thing. Not just for one person, technically three people that I knew closely. I think you know their names. I've talked about them a lot. Uh, Mick, Sean, and Joey. Uh, I've talked. I People from my Twitter account who've known me for a while have know them mostly. Sean and Mick, because I would always hang out with them and talk about them whenever I would hang out with them. Um, but my friend Joey, uh, once we had a party because I used to be in a band. We had that band ever since we were 10 and 10 and 12, and we had been in the band for 3 years. We were having a party at a mix house. We all had our own rooms because Mick had three separate rooms that were usually storage, so he just gave us them and we decorated them to make it our own little space. Um, Joey was my gay friend. He was so sweet, kind, obviously taller than me like everyone else. He was just the nicest person you could ever meet. He was our drummer for the band. At that party, yeah, me and him were just being dumb, making jokes, laughing, singing, playing songs, and he said he needed to go to his room to grab something because he had left something in his room, I guess. And after about 2 hours or so, Sean came up to me and asked where Joey was because he needed to ask Joey something, but Like, it was I didn't know where he was because he hadn't come back yet. So I asked around for like a while, like going to each person saying, "Hey, have you seen Joey yet? He hasn't came back from his room." I went to Mick, and he said the last time he saw he was going into his room. He looked a little sad, so maybe he fell asleep, I thought. I go up to his room, knock on the door. "Hey, Joey, you there, dude?" No response after a minute. Knock again. Didn't respond for 2 to 3 minutes because I wanted to make sure he was, waking up or that he was truly asleep. I opened the door a bit because, like, if you crack the door, I could see like the head of the bed where you can usually see his head poking out. His bed was made. No one was in it. I opened the door a little more. I see the top of the chair that had been flipped over. At that point, I realized what had happened before I even, opened the rest of the door. I I uh, I started to tear up because I was like, it could just all be a joke. He had such dark humor. He could just be doing this to mess with me since it is a special night. I opened the door more, and it it almost seems like a bad dream, really, to see him just there in front of me, still swaying. Clearly, he hadn't been there for too long. It looked like he had. It looked like he was still possible to save. So when I went to check his wrist for a pulse, that's when I found out I was too late. I basically just fell to my knees and started sobbing my eyes out like crazy, just mumbling to myself that it can't be possible because he had never shown any signs of depression before. He was just the happiest guy I knew. After an hour of me just sobbing, I took his body down, of course. After a minute, like an hour of me sobbing and hugging his body tightly, Sean came in because he was looking for me. He saw what had happened. He saw the rope. He saw me holding Joey, and he immediately called for Mick to turn the party off and come upstairs and call an ambulance. That night was just hard. The wake was even harder because he was a band member. We all wore masks in our band, so we put his mask on him when we went up to the wake. We wanted him to die with his honor because he loved the band. He loved all of us. And he put his mask on him. He was buried with the mask and a colored rose I made that was pink because that was his favorite color. Those few weeks after I lost him were hard. I lost him during the end of last year, and then during the in the beginning of the year of this year. Uh, I was just being dumb with Joey with Sean outside, and we were dancing around in the driveway at Sean's house. It was a pretty big house. He was the rich kid of all of us. He had I wasn't I was had my eyes closed, spinning around, being dumb. I didn't realize someone had came up behind him, and all I heard was struggling. I I look back and see Sean on the ground getting stabbed. I froze in fear, didn't know what to do. I just was in complete shock. It was horrifying to see him just there begging for help. He even looked at me, and he asked me to help, but I just ran. I didn't know what to do. I loved him, and I still feel guilty of that to this day because I knew I could have helped just a little, but I couldn't. Sean was like an amazing friend that I had, and uh, you could just say he was the best person you could ever meet. Really, at this point, it's sometimes it's sometimes hard to believe that you'll never see them again. And I think I don't think you were here for the Mick incident, but after like 2 to 3 months after I lost Sean, I was staying with Mick, and Mick went out for a party. Uh, I got a party at his friend's house. I was home alone, watching horror movies, just distracting myself, being dumb, posting on Twitter as always. And I got a text from him saying that he had been being followed by someone, but he didn't mind it because it was probably just some person going the same way as him. I said, okay, stay safe and be home soon. It's almost midnight. We have school tomorrow. 6 hours pass and nothing. Uh, that's when I made the post saying that I was gonna go out and find Mick. I made update post, and when I found Mick, he was on the he was on the side of the building, sitting, holding his side, bleeding. He acted like nothing happened because he wasn't the one to show pain. He was the one to hide it and act strong. I helped him back to the house at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. He we were he was laying on my lap. He closed his eyes and I didn't notice. He had passed away. He had passed. And when I took a realize when I shook him to wake him up, he didn't respond. His arm he was stabbed inside multiple times. The blood just finally caught up to me, and I lost him. They were all so close to me. They were all my best friends. They're all brothers to me, basically. I I still miss him to this day, but I've came to cope with what had happened. But the reason admin is the way she is, and the way her hair is so weird, is because all those colors are all of their favorite colors: black, green, red, and purple. All of our favorite colors. She has she acts like all three of them. Sensitive, hardworking, flirty. She's a mix of everyone, and that's what makes admin so special to me because it's like a mix of all of us. And it's it makes me feel a little closer to them to say like it makes me remember that just because I lost so many people close to me doesn't mean I can't save more. So I've been trying my hard. I think you've seen the times I've actually like gone full on basically mother mode and saving someone, or like full on bawling over someone, even having depressed thoughts to where I'm like, dude, I love you. Just nothing bad about you. And it's it's makes me have a bad reputation somehow for being oversensitive, but you just get afraid of losing someone else closer to you that you don't want to lose because you've lost so many things to say.
Yeah, like losing someone close to you that you loved for a while is kind of like losing a part of yourself because
Yeah.
like they were like you were friends with them and like you knew them for a long time and seeing them go is like losing a part of yourself because you just knew them for a long time and like not being there with them like especially for like the first while like not having them is kind of weird because like they just can't be there and like just like I obviously we all lose someone close to us whether it's like family or friends or just someone like I've lost maybe like two or three people close to me like recently my great aunt who we had the exact same birthday uh passed not because of like COVID or anything just because of like just because she was old and her tradition for Christmas or birthday cards was she put confetti in them because that's what she liked to do. And like she like whether she was in pain or not or anything, she had like one lung and like she had a bunch of medical stuff wrong with her, but she was always in a good mood. She always wanted to spread positivity and joy to others. And she did that with extended family, like with distant families in like different states, sent them cards with confetti in them just to show like they were in her thoughts, prayers, and crap. But when she passed, no one was going to be able to do that anymore because she was gone. And we were all like, it was on my dad's side of the family. So, on my dad's side of the family, after we were all discussing like who's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a family tradition and like no other family member had the time because they all had a busy schedule. And so I got the room quiet and I said, I'll do it. I have the time. Like, I have a bunch of free time because I am a student. Like, I don't have a job yet. I have that time. And, like, I was born on the same birthday as her. I also want to spread positivity and joy to other people no matter what condition I am in. I don't think of myself all the time. I think of other people and what they are going through. And so, like, to remember her, I want to do what she did. I want to put, like, uh, we went to my great aunt's house and, some of us took some stuff for her house that she wanted us to give. And I got her supply of confetti that she had. It wasn't much, but I still had it. And whenever someone's birthday comes up, I try to send them a card with confetti to remember my great aunt who wanted to spread joy and positivity and just like family tradition and just I wasn't close to her, but I feel like that is a part of me, not be like somewhat because we were born on like the exact same day, but like we have the same moral set, we have the same mindset, moral code. We want to help people and want other people, family and friends, or strangers in general, to be at their best. And I really do take that to heart because if I see one of my friends especially like my girlfriend or like close friends, like uh like uh like there's like my girlfriend, like if she's down, I want to help her as much as I can. And the thing is, like, she doesn't accept help from anyone, but like when she's down, she'll try to refuse my help, but when when I do like persist, she does accept it. And like especially close friends who are down, like like one of my friends was down. I don't know how long ago it was, but he was a bit down because of like relationship problems, and he had gotten drunk and high one night because I was dating, well, I am the date. Fuck, I'm having a stroke over here. Uh, because I am dating the girl that he used to like, and he got drunk and high at the same time, and like I was like, dude, like I know like you still have feelings for her, but you gotta take in mind of like what she wants. Like you care if you care for her, you have to put her thoughts and wants in front of yours if you don't want to lose her as like a friend. And
Yeah.
like I don't want to see my friends down, like especially like my best friends like you. Like if you're down, I try to help as much as possible, whether it's like fucking school or your brother or anything. I try to help as much as I can.
Mhm.
Like earlier, uh, hang on, I gotta check again. Where was
For me, like I try to help as best as I can because I I've always been a helpful person. Like if someone is feeling down and I'm feeling down, if I feel depressed and suicidal, but one of my friends is feeling down, I will basically flip the switch and immediately run over to them or talk to them and make sure they are okay before I'm okay.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
care how I'm feeling. I want them to be better. Like I know how sweet you can be. Whenever I'm feeling
yeah,
down, you've always asked me, "Hey, you okay?" Or you just always somehow make me feel better,
y-
along with a lot of other people.
yeah.
So I want to give back. I've been known as a therapist or stress relief of some sort, I guess. Josh has always said, "You're a stress relief to me sometimes," or no, wait, I'm not thinking. Sorry, I'm not Josh. One of my other friends always tells me that I'm a stress relief to him, or like I make him feel happier. I know he has a crush on me, but I still like I know it's also true because he also is a stress relief to me. It's kind of like a give relationship. He It's hard to explain, but basically, I try to put my friends' needs in front of mine. Like I always do that, unless it's like something very important that I could get in a lot of trouble with. Then I'm like, okay, I need to do this, then deal with this. Like I don't want to lose a friend. I don't want a friend to be mad or sad for too long. That just worries me.
Yeah. Like you always want the person to be at their best. Like just like yesterday, I asked you what was going on, and like the entire day of yesterday, sucked because of like your school and your parents, and then your brother. And so like I gave you advice for that, and like for your brother, like he's been like heckling you or like making fun of you, like
Basically, yeah.
like he's homophobic and like taking it out on you. And so I asked you to say like, who are you? Like describe to me who you are. Like no holding back, like full on truth. And
Confidence was the
yeah,
word that you said
yeah, like
again. And
yeah,
that, like, okay, I could try and have confidence in myself. So I wrote that short little summary of what I see myself as sometimes. I think I can actually read that because I think it's. I'm actually going to read that because I'm still proud of myself for actually accepting myself. Uh, I said, I am admin, a non-binary, bisexual, she they, who loves COD and many other games. I make others smile and laugh and make people less depressed. I am a stress relief and therapist to others. I'm a soon-to-be writer, artist, and game dev, and I am proud of who I am. I am grateful for all the people who follow me, who love and follow me. I love everyone, and they love me. And I've never seen myself as that full on, and that made myself feel really better. Like I've never really accepted myself.
yeah, and like we try to help people as much as we can, and we want to see people at their best at full capacity. That was a deep conversation of like religion, social issues, and just like the past. But I do see uh we have another question from Chip Bungus, CEO of OxyClean. Can people fly? Technically, we can because of like airplanes and stuff, but
You don't have wings?
yeah, like we don't,
Based.
yeah, yeah, we don't have wings, but
Wow, you don't have wings? I do. Get fucked.
like yeah, we
But
don't.
yeah, if you can't fly, then you're just basically on pog. I'm sorry. Only only the swagger people can fly.
Yeah, it's
We
just
aren't swagger, so we can't fly.
only the swaggest can fly.
I say we lighten up the mood,
Yeah,
because so far we have talked about very, very, very depressing topics
yes,
like suicide, the problems with the world. It's a lot of dark stuff. Fits us perfectly. Another thing that fits us perfectly: memes.
yes.
Like Jesus Christ, I have an archive. For me, it's memes and not safe for work. That's just a fact.
I think I have a couple saved. That's the only those are the only ones I actually like laugh at.
Oh, I have so many Call of Duty memes saved, and a lot of Call of Duty lines saved because just some of the Call of Duty lines are hilarious. I could try to read some. just because of like how insane they are. This mostly Richtofen. If that wasn't clear, Richtofen has the best quote. Like Nolan North is a god. He just has the randomest and most horny lines you can imagine. Like you can probably mix up something in a German voice that's very horny, sexual, and somehow insane and threatening at the same time, and he's probably has said it or said something like that. Like if you see it, like if you're Richtofen and you're playing Kino, I think is if you see a single zombie in Kino and you're playing as Richtofen, one of the single lines is "Time for surprise butt sex." Like, like he, it's amazing. It's just random, amazing, and the most entertaining thing about COD Zombies. Like, just look up Richtofen quotes, and you'll you'll just laugh for hours just reading them and reading them and reading them. Or like nicknames characters give Richtofen. Like Dempsey calls Richtofen Dr. Sauerkraut sometimes or Dicktofen. It's just he's just amazing. He he's the best person to hang out with basically. He's that one cool friend everyone loves in a friend group. So nothing like me. I'm that one friend who no one talks to but everyone knows exists.
The weather is disappointing me. It is
It's
57.
raining outside for me.
For me, it's clear, but it's 57. It's December. It needs
It's
to be.
gonna snow tomorrow for me, so yeah, boy.
The South does not get as much snow.
Hmm.
How can a bed be so uncomfortable?
Hold on. I want you to do something that I think will be hilarious to me and for the podcast.
What?
I want you right now to look up some lines from either Tank Dempsey, Tank Ultimus Tank Dempsey, or Ultimus Richtofen, and I want you to say some of the quotes because it's just going to be amazing to hear from me because I've never heard someone say Richtofen or Tank Dempsey lines while not trying to impersonate them. I want you to say something. I want content. This is gonna be amazing to listen to.
Do you like my glowing green balls? I, okay.
That line out of all of them, I'm proud of you. Keep going, please. There's a lot to choose from.
There is.
And they're all amazing. Just choose the ones that stand out to you most.
I cannot achieve pleasure with this. Okay.
This is amazing. I'm just trying to imagine how you're reacting to some of these lines because I know some of these lines are just amazing to me, but very disturbing to others.
He kills a dog. He's a bad puppy. Okay.
Yeah, there are so many good ones. A lot of horny ones, which are my favorite because they're just so menacing. I think I have some lines pulled up. Whenever he sees a Nova crawler uh spawn like near him, he always says, "Oh, he looks so cute. I want one." And that just amazing. And another one is whenever he gets a headshot, boom, you have no more head. Eh, he he's that child on crack cocaine that you just watch.
Oh, there's this one time, me and my girlfriend were on a call, and Like, she loves my voice, but I don't know why. But she wanted me to, like, keep talking so she could go to sleep. So I read The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. And then, like, she was still awake, but, like, about to drift off. Not a, not about to drift off to where, like, she could fall asleep at any given time. So I think I sang Silent Night, and then she fell asleep.
First of all, hell yeah, Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe. I have an entire book full of his poems. The Raven is my favorite.
It's
Second of all, you have an amazing voice.
I don't hear it.
Well, we always hear our voices differently. Apparently, I sound like Jaden Animations.
No, I don't hear it. You sound more like an animator called Katzun.
Oh, sweet. Why do I sound like animators? What the hell?
They
If you
just
listen to the video of me with my boyfriend, I sound like Jaden Animations somehow. Any other video I take, I somehow sound like Jaden
oh,
Animations.
I did get a
To
compliment.
me, I just sound like a rat, you know, being drowned in acid
I did get
while being bashed in the head. Like, I sound horrible.
I did get a compliment from someone that I remind them of Corpse Husband, and
You do.
I
You
got
you you sound like a very soft version of him.
I got so flustered the first time I heard it.
Like it's extremely soft, but you have a deep voice.
Yeah, I have the bass. Like
I don't. Yeah,
I
you have a bass voice.
I have the bass. I just don't have the range that deep.
I love to sing. I just don't sing in front of people because my voice sucks.
I like to listen to a cappella groups and then just sing with the bass. I don't sing with like any other. I just do the bass.
I love to sing like soft love songs. I guess my favorite song is Bear Claws. That's my favorite song to listen to. Never gotten anyone to sing it for me. Not even my boyfriend, because he also hates his voice. So yeah, no one. Still trying to find out how to sing it perfectly, because I want to sing it in front of someone one day. 'Cause I just hate my voice. Sometimes I feel proud of my singing voice. Sometimes I'm like, I sound amazing. Other times I'm like, I sound like a dumpster fire. It's just a weird mix of emotions.
Like when I do it, I always have like headphones or earbuds on, so I never like listen to it perfectly. I just hear whatever like is like surrounded on the inside, which sometimes I put my hand on my throat to see like how deep I can really go. Some days are like really deep to where some can't hear it, but they can hear the bass of my voice.
No, I want to hear you. You know what? No, I want to hear you sing. Sing.
Oh, for God's sake.
You talk about singing. I like your voice. I want to hear your singing voice.
Why does everyone love my
Yes, I'm
voice?
forcing you. I'm forcing you.
Why does...
If you're
Sing.
new to
God, shut up,
Your
please.
podcast content. You have nothing else to talk about.
Boop.
See?
Jesus Christ.
Please.
I don't know.
If
I
you
think
sing,
I've
I'll
reached
sing.
my limit. Bring that sweet white butt. Oh, fuck.
Deal?
Angry. Yeah. Okay.
There we go. That always worked.
Just begging. Where is it?
Ah.
Sing. Pick a song and sing. Here.
Oh, these videos
Just
are
act
too
like
loud.
just act like no one's listening. Act like you're alone in your room singing.
Got it.
I won't make a sound, I promise.
Okay. I'm just gonna go along with this one video.
Say, friends, wherever you are tonight, whether you're in the snows of New England or up in the Northwest, or on the warm tropical beaches of the Florida coast, I really hope that you're getting into the spirit of this Christmas season. I don't mean just sitting back in your easy chair listening to us have all the fun. I mean throwing back your heads, opening up your hearts, and singing as loud or as pretty as you know how. Gang singing is a lot more fun than you'll ever know unless you give it a whirl sometime. So come on now, join me in the first Noel. If you don't know the words, well, hum a little, tap your feet, or gee whiz, do something. You ready?
Ready?
The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued both day and night. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel.
I need water. Ugh. I desperately need water.
Are you done singing?
Yes.
I loved it.
I don't hear it at all.
It's amazing. Damn it, I forgot. Why? Let me get lyrics to a song right now. I did promise I'll sing after you. I don't lie. Let me find a good song. It's hard to find a good song. I'm gonna sing the song I was talking about earlier. Bear Claws. Oh god, kill me after seeing this. I know it's a little old-fashioned, holding hands and such a romance. And show me all your flaws, show me your bare claws. Go rip your heart out tonight. You don't have to be cool to make me shiver. Look in my eyes, can I make this any clearer? Just a late night girl calling through a phone. She never really loved you, so you leave her alone. Your mama says it's over when you come through the door. Saying that's enough of you, now won't you shut your mouth? Hey, oh, I'll never let you go. Hey, oh, I'll never let you go. You say goodbye as if you're leaving on a plane. As you see in the clouds and how the shapes are so strange. Not a boy in the backseat sitting in the backseat trying to make sense of it all. Saying we were such a good thing, we were such a good thing, how could you let this fall? Take all my money and leave me on the sidewalk. If you don't show, then I know. Just a late night girl calling through a phone. She never really loved you, so just leave it alone. Your mama says it's over when you come through the door. Saying that's enough of you, now won't you shut your mouth? Hey, oh, I'll never let you go. Hey, oh, I'll never let you go. Show me all your flaws, show me your bare claws. Go rip your heart out tonight. You were just a late night girl calling through a phone. She never really loved you, so you leave her alone. Your mama says it's over when you come through the door. Saying that's enough of you, now won't you shut your mouth? That's enough of you, kid, now you're going south, love. Hey, oh, I'll never let you go. 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 God, voice hurts.
Same.
Sound bad when I sing my favorite songs. I did bad.
No.
I'm not proud of that take.
How do you think I feel? I don't feel good after mine.
Actually sounded good. I sound horrible. I don't even know why people like my singing voice. Like whenever I sing, I sound like a rat. That's what I always say. Like I sound like a rat. 'Cause I do. I sound horrible whenever I sing. Yet I used to be a singer. It's hard. But at least you actually have a voice that sounds well with stuff.
To me,
Apparently, I sound like every single animator on YouTube.
I think I have the range of either Bing Cosby or Frank Sinatra.
One, I didn't hear. All I heard was Frank Sinatra. All I heard was Frank Sinatra. What did you say?
Like I either have the vocal range of Bing Crosby or Frank Sinatra.
I think Frank Sinatra. I don't know what voice range I have. What do you think? Be honest. I like criticism.
Uh, hmm. I'd have to say, like, one of those singers that, like, one of those edgy teenagers would listen to, but not like the teenagers that are, like, depressed or anything, but like the ones that are, like, insecure and, like, introverts.
So I sound like one of the singers who are me. I don't know how to feel about that.
Like, like,
Damn.
like you
I
have
mean, it's
your,
true. I know it's true, but still. Damn.
like,
I
you,
really need to get my vocal cords better.
like you have, like you have your own, uh, like range.
Mm. Guess I do need to warm up my vocal cords. It has been a while since I've sang. Even though I make lyrics for songs every few seconds. I even made like a theme song for this.
Yeah, and like we need music for it. Otherwise, it's just gonna sound
Ash
bad.
actually knows how to make music.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know if he'll help us though. Like we're friends, but I don't think he'll. I don't think he'll be that helpful. I think he'll try to teach us, but I don't think he'll make the music for us. I could try to ask. It's probably gonna be a no, but I can try to help. I can try to ask. My dad also knows how to make music, so we could. I guess we just really need our voices and then someone who knows how to make beats.
Yeah,
You said it was kind of like it should have like a kind of cheery beat, right?
yeah, like,
And then I said like the lyrics are kind of saying like a Christmas song, which is somehow very accurate.
like I had the melody, like maybe like a minute after you sent it.
I think it's good. It fits perfectly.
Like,
I think I'm just good with lyrics because I have many songs that are like 3 pages long. Like I'm not even joking. I have songs that are 3 pages long, and those are my favorites. Hmm. Wait, how long have we been recording?
let me check.
I just realized what time it is.
Maybe about like 2 or 3 hours.
Jesus.
I could probably break this up into like a couple episodes.
I think most episodes will probably be 2 to 3 hours long,
Yeah,
or one at least. Should we end it off here? Post it? There's a lot to listen to.
yeah,
Mostly just us being dumbasses and you doing Richtofen impressions, which is still my favorite part. There's a lot. So, should we
yeah,
end it off here?
yeah.
Well, I guess that's the first episode of the Weirdcast. Hope you enjoyed. comment, like, subscribe, criticize us. Amazing.
Yes.
Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm admin.
I
My
am.
friend is,
Yes, Mike.
and this has been the Weirdcast. Later.